Welcome to the Deep Dive. Ready to unpack some serious sales wisdom? Today we're diving into Brian Tracy's The Psychology of Selling.
Oh, this one's a classic, and perfect timing as you're gearing up to launch that new business.
It's like having a personal mentor, right? Someone who's been there, done that, and is sharing all the secrets.
Exactly. And what I love about Tracy is he's a self-made millionaire, built his empire from scratch,
Yeah, he didn't start at the top.
Right.
Not at all. Started with labor jobs. Imagine that.
Wow.
Ended up training over 500,000 salespeople worldwide.
It's not just theory then.
Nope. It's real-world wisdom
Yeah.
from someone who's walked the walk, which is so encouraging for someone just starting out. You know what I mean?
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy gets it. He knows the struggles.
Exactly. He had to figure it out just like everyone else.
And one of the first things he emphasizes is mindset.
Ah, yes. That self-concept.
Yeah, basically how you see yourself, especially in relation to selling.
Might sound a bit fluffy,
Right?
but it's crucial for success. It's like whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Exactly. If you don't believe in yourself, you're almost setting yourself up for failure.
But Tracy doesn't just leave you hanging.
Nope. He gives you tools to actually develop that positive self-image.
Like that I like myself affirmation.
I know. Sounds cheesy.
Right.
But stick with me. Tracy says repeating this phrase, even if it feels awkward, can have a huge impact on your mindset.
There's science behind it, too.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. Releases endorphins, feel-good chemicals, boost your confidence.
And so it's not just empty positivity.
Not at all. And Tracy saw this in his own career.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. His sales skyrocketed after he started working on his self-image.
So there's proof in the pudding.
And this ties into handling rejection, which is a big part of sales, let's be honest.
Dreaded no.
But Tracy's perspective is interesting. He says it's not personal, it's just part of the process.
Okay.
Top salespeople, they detach themselves from those no's, focus on the next opportunity.
There's resilience then.
Exactly. A crucial skill. Especially when starting out, every rejection feels like a punch in the gut.
Totally. Tracy even talks about courage as a habit, something you strengthen with each interaction.
Makes sense. The more you face those fears, the less power they have.
I bet he learned that firsthand going door to door in those early days.
Absolutely. He talks about being terrified of rejection at first.
Oh, I can imagine.
But the more he put himself out there, the easier it became.
It's about persistence too, right?
Absolutely. Crucial in sales. Tracy says 80% of sales are closed after the 5th attempt.
Wow. That's mind-blowing.
Most people give up after 2 or 3 no's.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we need to keep that momentum going.
Exactly. But it's not just about blindly charging ahead.
Right. There's strategy involved too.
Absolutely. And that's where goal setting comes in. Tracy's a huge advocate for this.
He says writing down your goals increases your likelihood of achieving them by 1,000%.
No kidding. Top salespeople, they know exactly how much they want to earn.
You don't just hope for the best.
Nope. They create a roadmap for success.
So for our new business owner, that means getting crystal clear on those financial targets.
Exactly. What's your dream income? What are those daily sales goals? Write it all down.
Break it down into manageable chunks.
And suddenly it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, one of Tracy's practical tips is to make at least 10 sales calls before noon each day.
Yes. Prioritizing that connection with potential customers.
Building those consistent habits that drive success, just like he did.
Exactly. But all those calls won't amount to much if you're not approaching them with the right mindset.
This is where it gets interesting. Tracy says customers buy for their reasons, not for yours.
This is huge. He really hammers this home.
So it's not about pushing your agenda.
Nope. It's about understanding what your ideal customer is struggling with.
What keeps them up at night? What are their pain points?
Exactly. Once you understand that you can position your product as the solution.
It's like forget the fancy features and marketing jargon.
Right. Speak to their needs.
And Tracy has this great analogy to illustrate this point. The flowering cherry tree.
Oh, yes. Love this one.
Tell me if I've got this right. It's about this real estate salesman showing a house to a couple.
Go on.
The husband's all about the practical stuff,
Uh-huh.
but the wife is totally smitten with this beautiful flowering cherry tree in the backyard.
And the salesman picks up on this.
So smart.
Right. He subtly highlights the tree throughout the tour.
And they end up buying the house because of that emotional connection to the cherry tree.
Bingo. It wasn't about the square footage or the updated kitchen.
It was about the feeling that tree evokes.
Exactly. Beauty, tranquility, maybe even happy memories.
So the question for our budding entrepreneur is, What's the flowering cherry tree in your business?
What's that core benefit or emotional need your product fulfills?
It's thinking beyond the tangible features.
And tapping into those deeper desires that drive purchasing decisions.
Which brings us to understanding your customer.
Getting into their heads. Figuring out what makes them tick.
What are their aspirations, their fears, their motivations?
You got it. And speaking of understanding those motivations, Tracy's a big believer in the power of suggestion and social proof.
Ah, yes. Those testimonials.
Especially when you're starting out, building credibility.
Like gold, right? For a new business.
Absolutely. It's that wisdom of the crowd effect.
People see others have had a good experience, they're more likely to trust you.
Exactly. It gives them that extra nudge.
Did Tracy have any personal stories about this?
Oh, yeah. He talks about his sales skyrocketing after he started carrying around a binder full of testimonials.
A binder full. Wow.
People loved reading about those positive experiences. It helped overcome skepticism.
It's like having a chorus singing your praises.
Right, social proof is powerful. So for someone new to the field, gather those testimonials early on.
Make it a priority.
Definitely. Even a few sentences can have a big impact.
Okay, so we've got the mindset. We're setting goals. We're understanding our customer. And we're gathering testimonials. What's next on Tracy's roadmap?
Well, he emphasizes that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. He outlines different buyer personality types.
Interesting.
And understanding these can be a game changer.
So we're not just using the same pitch for everyone.
Nope. We need to tailor our approach.
Makes sense. Especially when every interaction counts.
Exactly. He categorizes buyers into types, like analytical, driver, amiable, expressive.
Okay, let's break that down. What's an analytical buyer like?
They're detail-oriented, need lots of data and proof before making a decision.
So no emotional appeals there?
Probably not. You need to appeal to their logical side.
Okay. What about a driver?
Drivers are all about efficiency results. They want to know the bottom line, how your product will help them achieve their goals quickly.
No time for fluff.
Nope. Get straight to the point.
It's about speaking their language then.
Exactly. Makes them feel heard and understood. Builds trust.
Okay, but how do you figure out who's who in the real world?
Tracy suggests paying close attention to the questions they ask.
Their questions.
Yeah, it's a great indicator of their priorities.
So an analytical buyer will have lots of detailed questions.
Right, while an amiable buyer might steer the conversation towards shared experiences.
It's like detective work then, piecing together the clues.
Exactly. Now let's say you're face-to-face with a potential customer. How do you create that positive first impression?
This is key, especially for a new business.
Tracy talks about the friendship factor.
The friendship factor.
Yeah, he emphasizes that people buy from those they like and trust.
Okay.
It's about building rapport, showing genuine interest.
So not just being a pushy salesperson.
Nope. You're a helpful advisor.
It's about building that connection.
Yeah.
Letting them know you genuinely care.
And he gets surprisingly specific about dress and grooming, too.
Oh, really?
Big time. He highlights their impact on that first impression.
It's like dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Exactly. You want to project an image of professionalism, competence, success.
So when you're well-dressed, it suggests you take pride in yourself and your work.
Right. And that you respect the person you're meeting with.
It all comes back to understanding your customer and their expectations.
Now you've nailed the first impression. You've built rapport. You understand their needs. How do you transition into presenting your product?
Okay, this is where it gets real.
Tracy emphasizes a well-structured presentation, one that logically guides the customer towards the sale.
I like that. And he's a big fan of what he calls the ascending close.
Yes, this one's great.
How does that work?
It's all about presenting your features and benefits in order of importance, building up to the most compelling points.
Okay.
It's like telling a story, capturing their attention, building anticipation, and then revealing the grand finale.
I see. You're creating that momentum.
Exactly, leading them towards that aha moment.
But it's not just a monologue, right?
Nope. Make it a conversation. Ask questions, encourage interaction.
Get them involved.
The more invested they are, the more likely they are to buy.
It takes the pressure off you, too.
Right. And this is where Tracy introduces the power of suggestion close.
Ooh. Tell me more.
He gives this example from real estate agents who were struggling to get prospects to actually view properties.
So they'd call, inquire about the price, and then disappear.
Exactly. Classic tire tickers.
So how did they overcome that?
They started asking this simple but powerful question. Are you looking for a home in a nice, quiet neighborhood where your children can play safely?
Wow. That's brilliant. It's not about the house itself.
Nope. It's about the lifestyle, the emotions.
Security, family, peace of mind.
Exactly. You're painting that picture, tapping into those desires.
And it worked.
Wonder's prospects were much more likely to schedule a viewing.
It's the flowering cherry tree idea again, understanding that underlying desire.
Now, once you've presented your case, addressed their concerns, how do you close the deal?
The million-dollar question.
Tracy offers several techniques, but one that stands out is the approach close.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's about setting expectations and building trust right from the start.
I like that.
You acknowledge their skepticism, you assure them you're not there to pressure them.
It's like taking the pressure off.
Exactly. You're simply there to show them why others have chosen your product, and then let them decide for themselves. Exactly. It's like saying, look, I'm confident in what I offer, but I just want to show you the value. You decide.
You're not pushing them.
Right. You're inviting them in.
And that can make all the difference.
Especially when someone's new to your business. They might be hesitant.
Makes sense.
Ah.
But even with the best presentation,
Yeah.
even with the best closing techniques, there are going to be objections.
Oh, yeah. Objections are part of the game.
How do you handle those? This is where I tend to get flustered.
Well, Tracy says active listening is key.
Active listening.
Yeah. Really understanding the concern, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Put on that empathetic hat.
Exactly. See it from their perspective.
Don't interrupt. Don't get defensive.
Just listen. And once you've heard them out, address their concerns calmly and confidently.
Okay.
Provide evidence. Offer solutions. Maybe even share testimonials from other customers who had similar concerns.
It's about reassurance then.
Exactly. Showing them you care and that you're committed to finding the best solution.
I like that. Now, beyond these techniques, Tracy talks about the importance of ongoing learning,
This is huge. The learning never stops.
especially in the fast-paced world of business.
He's all about reading, attending seminars, listening to audiobooks. He even shares a story about transforming his own sales career by dedicating the first 2 hours of each day to learning.
Wow. 2 hours. That's dedication.
It paid off big time.
So for someone starting their own business, what are some key takeaways here?
Well, he stresses the importance of finding a mentor.
Someone who's already achieved the success you want.
Exactly. They can provide insights, support, help you navigate those challenges.
It's like having that experienced guide.
And don't just seek advice. Implement it. Take action.
Show that commitment.
Right. And he also has this interesting suggestion about paying attention to how top performers dress.
Really?
Yeah. He tells the story about a salesman who boosted his sales simply by emulating the dress style of the top earners in his company.
Interesting. So it's about projecting that image of success.
Exactly. Confidence, professionalism.
It all ties together.
And finally, Tracy emphasizes that there's no substitute for hard work.
The hustle is real.
He cites a study that found 85% of self-made millionaires attributed their success to working harder and longer than others.
It's about putting in the effort. Those long hours and late nights.
But it's not just about mindless hustle.
Right. There needs to be strategy.
Exactly. And that's where time management comes in.
The eternal struggle.
Tracy dedicates a whole chapter to this.
I bet. It's so important.
He says your time is your most valuable asset,
It's true. You can't replenish it.
so you need to use it wisely.
No more wasting time then.
Exactly. And he's a big believer in the 80-20 rule.
The Pareto principle.
Yeah, 80% of your results come from just 20% of your activities.
So we need to focus on those high-impact tasks.
Prioritize ruthlessly. He suggests asking yourself 3 questions to help with this.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's the first one?
What one thing, if done in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my work?
So for our new entrepreneur, it might be identifying those ideal customers.
Or finalizing that sales presentation.
Okay, what's the second question?
What can I and only I do that, if done well, will make a real difference?
It's about playing to your strengths.
Exactly.
Okay, hit me with the third question.
What is the most valuable use of my time right now?
I love that. It's about being present and intentional.
Exactly.
But even with the best intentions, distractions are everywhere.
Oh, yeah. That's why concentration is key.
So once you've identified that most important task, block out time. Eliminate distractions.
Single-minded focus.
No multitasking, no email pings, just pure focused effort.
It's powerful. And this brings us to one of Tracy's most profound insights. Success is predictable.
Predictable.
If you consistently apply these principles, you will achieve your goals.
It's cause and effect.
Exactly, not luck.
It's about taking action, following those steps.
And the best part, anyone can do it.
That's encouraging.
Everyone starts at the bottom.
Right.
The difference is Top performers, they commit to learning. They develop those skills. They never give up.
That's inspiring. As we wrap up this deep dive into the psychology of selling, I can't stop thinking about that flowering cherry tree analogy.
It really makes you think about the deeper why behind any business.
What need are you fulfilling? What problem are you solving?
Exactly.
For anyone listening who's about to launch their own business, we highly recommend checking out Brian Tracy's book.
It's packed with valuable insights. You won't regret it.
Consider it your roadmap to success.
We're cheering you on every step of the way.
You've got this. Good luck out there.